literally my whole entire wallet. But she didn't open it to take the money out. She didn't take no card. She took the whole thing.
If you're looking for a windfall, looking for attention, looking for supreme, looking for a queen, just roll with me. If you're looking for a windfall, looking for attention, looking for supreme.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another day with Shay. If you're new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But if you're OG, if you're part of the Greenwood gang, what it do? How are you, boo-boo? Okay, y'all. So if you're new here, my name is LaShay.Greenwood. I am the owner, founder, and CEO of The Main Attraction. We sell all natural hair care, skincare, and body care products. And the link will be on the screen if you would like to shop and support. Also use code YouTube for money off. Today is Wednesday. It is, what's today? August 10th. It's Wednesday, so it's Wind Down Wednesday, and I am back with another teacher story time, y'all. And this one is pretty crazy. Before we get started, I'd like to give a huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. You guys, if you do not know about BetterHelp, I highly recommend that y'all check them out. Basically, BetterHelp is an online therapy platform, and y'all, I have been using it for about a month now, and I'm absolutely obsessed. I've had 2 to 3 sessions, and I'm here to tell y'all, if you've never had therapy before, or if you're interested, I highly recommend that you check them out. So a few of the things that I absolutely love about BetterHelp is, one, you do not have to leave the comfort of your own home. I go to therapy literally in my living room. So my very first session, it was a voice call. The second session, it was a video call, so you can choose whichever one you prefer depending on how you feel and how comfortable you are. So I like that aspect of like not having to leave my house to go to therapy, because I live pretty far away from everything anyway. So just being able to do that saves me a lot of time. And as y'all know, as a business owner, I'm already pretty busy, so it's very easy for me to squeeze it into my schedule at the end of the day. Also, another thing that I like about BetterHelp is that it gives you a questionnaire for you to fill out, and it matches you with the therapist that is best for you. So I'll just tell y'all some of the things that I was struggling with. One of the things that I was struggling with and wanted my therapist to help me out with was the fact that I live alone, and it was such a huge change for me. Y'all know I was living with my mom for a couple of years after college. I recently just bought my own house, so living alone has been quite a challenge, and adjusting to that, it was a bit uncomfortable, but she helped me really cope with that, as well as being single. Y'all know it's hard. Dating out here is hard, y'all. Your girl been struggling. So she is an expert in dating as well, so she's giving me some really good advice, y'all. I'm telling you, it's way better than any advice that your friends could give you, all of that. So we also discussed a few of the family issues that I had growing up, and ways for me to cope with being a business owner and balancing like my normal day-to-day life. So it has been very beneficial, y'all. I love my therapist. Once you fill out the questionnaire, you know, it instantly matches you with the person that they think would be a best fit, and then you and your therapist can kind of connect and touch bases. She'll ask you a few questions just to prepare for your first therapy session, and you can pretty much just explain what you would like to talk about, or things that you have struggles with and want to talk about in therapy, and that just really helps. Y'all, I highly recommend, if you haven't checked them out, the link will be on the screen as well as in the description box. BetterHelp is the best therapy platform that you could use. Literally the best. I recommend it to all of my friends, all of my family, even people on social media. They'll ask me, you know, have I ever been to therapy, or what therapy program I recommend, and BetterHelp is the way to go. Hands down, the best therapy I've ever had. So if you're a homebody, you don't want to leave your home, you don't have to, BetterHelp has you covered. Just try it out, y'all. Give it a few try it out for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and you'll absolutely be in love. So thank you again to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into the story time, y'all. And if you're watching, y'all know we did Wind Down Wednesday a couple of months ago, but I'm bringing it back because y'all really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed filming it. So we're bringing them back. So if you're over the age of 21, go ahead and grab you a glass of wine. If you aren't, go ahead and get you some apple juice or some water, whatever you would like, a snack, because this is a story time you don't want to miss. Whew. Okay, y'all, so I graduated. After I graduated, I was so, what's the word? I was so freaking traumatized by teaching kindergarten. Like, that was one of the best / worst experiences of my life. So I was so traumatized. I wanted to go to the highest grade possible. If you could have told me that I could be out here teaching college right out of college, I would have done that. I would have wanted to teach her because I just needed that age gap, you know what I mean? So after I graduated, I applied and got a job as a high school teacher. I taught 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So 4 grades. Y'all, it was some stuff that went down there. I pretty much taught every single grade. And I was on, yeah. From student teaching to being a teacher's assistant to teaching, I've pretty much literally been in almost every single grade. Anyways, besides the point. So this story time, we're gonna call this student Rebecca. So Rebecca was one of my students. At this time, I'm at a school that's, I'm not gonna say that it's a rougher school. It's a rougher school. But y'all know me, I love that. I love giving back in ways that I can and being there for the students who actually really need me, like students who have to get it out the mud. Y'all, I say that all the time, but that's where my heart was in teaching, like being there with those kids. But anyways, I was at this rougher school, and to give you an idea, we did have cameras at the school. We didn't have security really. Well, we had cameras, and we had, when you say security, it's not like police officers, but it's like the fake cops, I guess. I don't know. So this student, Rebecca, was in my class. She was a 10th grade girl. We're just gonna start at the beginning, at the very beginning. So I'm a new teacher there. It is the teacher that was before me, like she was a retired teacher, so she left. She was no longer at this school. And so I stepped in, I started teaching. It was 10th grade. And I remember, you know, the teacher across the hall, y'all know there's always teachers that like to warn you about students they either had in the past or have heard about, like if they had their sibling and stuff. Like me, when it comes to Lewis, I'm a warn, even though Lewis is 7th grade, I'm gonna go tell his 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and I hope I can find his college professors, and I'm gonna go warn them, hey, Lewis ain't no, don't play with him. Let stuff slide, he gonna start ice skating. He gonna ice skate. About her background, which as a disclaimer, y'all, I'm not using any real names or anything like that. Just gonna put that out there. 10th grade, and she had just came back from alternative school. So she had been in alternative school since her 8th grade year. So what is that, 2 years? Yeah. She was at, what did she do? I think she went to alternative school because she kept getting into fights, or she would either like not come to school, and I don't know the whole backstory. It was 8th grade, baby. I was still in college. The moral of the story is she was a, she considered herself a gang member. She was one of those rougher kids. You can tell she had like a harder life growing up. So when they told me, I had maybe been at that school for about 2 months, and then they told me, hey, you have a new student that's coming in. She's coming in from alternative school, and I'm just going to go ahead and warn you, she's one of the rougher students, so make sure you keep an eye on her. If you need anything, we got you. Whatever, you know, they try to, you know, administrators, they like fake have your back. I'm sorry, but it's true. Or at least the administrators I've had in the past. And I'm fresh out, like I'm new to this, so this was my very first student that I've had, you know, in alternative school. I'm like, baby, what it did this? So the principal warned me on Friday, hey, Monday she'll be back, she'll be starting back. You know, she was in our other building, like right up the hall in middle school, but you know, now she's gonna be in your class, 10th grade, 2nd block. I said, okay, cool. 2nd block, 1st and 2nd block I had a class, 3rd block I had an off period, and then 4th block I had another class on 8 days. We're in that kind of rotation. And so I said, okay, 2nd block, you know, I'll be prepared Monday. So all 1st block, I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh Lord, I hope this don't go left, because y'all know me. One thing about me, I don't mind getting fired. Okay, that's one thing about me, baby. She came in that Monday, and I spoke to her. I said, good morning. You know, I try to greet all of my kids by their name, like good morning Lewis, good morning Jessica, good morning Dorian, good morning Ashley. Like I try to just be personable and connected to each and every one of my students, because you just never know if they have that at home, and you just never know what they're going through in general. So that means so much to them. I know it did to me, like growing up in high school, middle school. You know, you just could tell those teachers who actually cared and wanted to be there, and you knew the difference between, you know, the teachers who cared about your life and wanted you to succeed and just genuinely had your best interest at heart, and the teachers who were just there for a paycheck. And so I always wanted to be, even if you didn't learn anything in my class, I just wanted to be that teacher that you could come through to about anything, who you could just feel connected to and bond with, and you can share things with. I was like, good morning, Rebecca. And she looked at me, and she walked past, and she went on in and sat down. She didn't say anything, and I'm like, in this classroom, when I speak to you, you speak back. because I was just that type of teacher. I ain't gonna play no games with you. I'm not gonna play no games with you. Everybody got it rough sometimes, but it's just a respect thing. So I tell her in the morning, even if I don't catch, there's times when I don't catch a kid and they'll be like, good morning, Miss Greenwood. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm doing something else. Good morning, Louis, or whatever like that. But I said, when you walk in, if I don't speak to you, you make sure you say good morning. That's just out of respect. After that encounter, I told her that I was like, from now, you know, walking into my classroom is gonna be a respect thing. You're gonna talk to me. You're gonna at least greet me, just out of respect. And she looked at me and kind of rolled her eyes and she mumbled something, and I let it go because I'm big on picking your battles. And you know, the day went on and she started to warm up a little bit. She had come to me a few times during my planning period because, well, she's not technically, she would stay late after second period because I was off third period. And she would tell me, you know, hey, Miss Greenwood, I need some extra help, or can you extend my deadline? I'm going through some things. Or if there was somebody she wanted to beat up, I had to remind her, no, God, please, no, no, no. Hey, please don't go beat her up because you're gonna be sent right back to alternative school. So let's think about this. So it was things like that. We were on, it was like very hot and cold. It was a very hot and cold relationship between me and Rebecca. It's like some days she hated me, some days she loved me, but we kept on rolling. And it got to a point where I noticed that she would come up to my desk and look around, but not say anything or ask me anything. She would just kind of like look behind she would just stand up there like looking. And if I'd be like, okay, can I help you? There's thunder outside, by the way, if y'all can hear it. Excuse the weather. I'll be like, okay, can I help you with something? She'd make up something. Oh yeah, can you tell me what homework is due today? I can see that as she was standing over me, she was just kind of like fidgeting like with things on my desk, like my pens or whatever. And I'm big on don't touch my stuff. I have a personal bubble. I tell all my kids, don't touch none of mine. Don't come, I'm not gonna come to your desk and go through your book bag unless I have good reason to. But I'm not gonna come to you and touch your things. Don't come to my desk and don't touch my thing. This is my bubble. Don't bust my bubble. Scoot back. So I was like, she started fidgeting with my pens. I said, Rebecca, don't touch things on my desk. Okay, I have everything like I want it. This is my bubble, my personal space. Back it up. Made me feel uncomfortable because she didn't really want anything. She would just come and like look. And the way the classroom was set up, when you walk in, I have my desk. I wish I could see. I'm sitting at a desk right now, right? So I have my desk in front of me. And then there's a closet, which is I always keep it open. And I would usually, like, there's a microwave in there and there's my purse. So if you can imagine me sitting at my desk, there's a door like right behind, there's a door right behind me, but it's counter cornered. So you can kind of see part of what's inside. And I never ever closed it. Why? Because I'm dumb. Most of the time, I'm either thinking that, hey, they're trying to look for an answer key, because I used to be that kid. I ain't gonna even hold y'all up. Comment down below if you've ever done this. You know how you're taking a test or you're doing an assignment and the teacher would keep like the answer key on their desk and then you would just go up to see if you can see the answer key. I did that so many times in high school, y'all. I'm sorry to admit it, but I did it so many times in high school because why would you keep the answer key right there? I did a few times as a teacher, but then I quickly learned that, you know, hey, okay, maybe I should keep it out. But I thought that's what she was doing, like coming to look for an answer key or something. That's why I was like, can I help you? And it turned out that she was just like scoping things. I didn't know she went to alternative school. Like, her parents wanted her to go because she was stealing as well, which I did not know. I found that out after the fact. So it was this one day she stayed late in my class, which wasn't out of the norm. Like I said, she would be like, hey, can you help me with something? Or hey, we would just talk. Like that, she stayed after, right? And third block, by the time I'm starving, y'all know I love to eat. And so I went to warm up my food. Basically, she had some late assignments. She refused to do her work. So she had like 15 assignments that were missing in the grade book. And I was trying to help her so that she could, you know, not fail. And so she said, Miss Greenwood, can I stay late, you know, and finish some of my work? Third block, I think she had like basketball. I said, sure, you know. So I told her to go sit down. She went to sit at her desk. I warmed up my food, right? And I came back and ate it. I was eating pasta that day. I'll never forget it. I was eating pasta, garlic bread, and a vanilla Coke. After I warmed up my food, I sat down, I ate. She came up to my desk. I usually keep snacks in my room for my kids. So she said, Miss Greenwood, can I have some chips? And I said, yeah, sure, go look in the room. And I noticed it was taking her a long time. And I said, baby, Rebecca, what you doing? Grab some chips and come on. She was like, I'm looking for them. They're right there. So that was another sign looking back that could have been avoided. Like, I didn't even look at her go in there or pay attention to her because I was eating my food. But she went in there and it took her a good 2 minutes. Unknowingly, at the time, she went in and that's when she stole my wallet. I mean, my whole wallet. Literally my whole entire wallet. But she didn't open it and take the money out. She didn't take no card. She took the whole thing. Okay, she didn't leave me with nothing, okay, but a purse. Which I don't ever check for that because who would think that, you know, I just didn't check. I would look periodically to make sure, hey, my purse is still there. I remember checking 4th block and I didn't notice it until I got home that day. After she got the chips, she sat down maybe 5 to 10 minutes and she got like real fidgety. I remember that day she did have on a big jacket, but she was real fidgety. She was supposed to stay in for 30 minutes. And after she got the chips or whatever out of the closet, she stayed maybe 5 to 10 more minutes and then she left. She said, Miss Greenwood, okay, I'll finish this at home. Can I go back to PE? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you know. So one thing about me, I ain't gonna keep no kids in my class because I need all the off period I can get. And she goes back to basketball. When I get home that day, I was trying to pay a bill or something. I'm unsure what I was paying, but I was trying to pay a bill and I'm looking for my card. And I can't find my wallet. So I'm like, what? That's strange. I look at it through my entire house because it's now I do misplace a card here and there, but a whole entire wallet, that's unheard of for me. All throughout my room, I look in my car. The next day, I go to my room and I'm off first period. So on first period, on B days, I'm off. I don't have a class. And I look through my whole entire room. I turned it upside down. I even had my teacher friend come help me. And we're looking. I can't find it anywhere. I looked in all my drawers. I looked in the closet. I looked under my desk. We looked in like where the students sit. I just couldn't find it anywhere. Miss Jones said, did you look at home for it? And I was like, yeah, I had it. I brought it to school. But when I went home yesterday, I couldn't find it. Like it wasn't there. And she says, oh gosh. I was like, what? And she was like, you know that new girl came. She was like, you know that new girl came back and she's known for stealing. And in that moment, my heart like went to my butt. Like it felt like my heart was coming through my gut. Like, you know how your heart just sinks and you just instantly know. And she was like, Rebecca, you know, she came back and a lot of stuff been coming up since she's coming back. I think another student had their AirPod or something stolen off the bus. And she was like, they said she stole this kid's AirPods about 2 weeks ago or whatever. And she might have had it had she gone into like, where do you keep your purse? Do you keep it locked up? And I'm like, no, I don't ever keep it locked up when I'm in here, but when I leave, I do keep it locked up. She was like, okay, well, if you're always in here, then there's no way she could have stole it. And then I was like, oh no, she went in there yesterday for some chips. It took her quite a long time to come back, and I did notice that when I got home, I didn't have it. And so she was like, okay, well, just go tell the administrators to run the cameras and see if you see anything. Y'all, tell me why. Before we even get there, I walk up to the office. I'm like, hey, Dr. Weathersby, I have my wallet missing and I think a student has it, so can you run the cameras back to I just told him to run it back the whole day. I don't care if I had to sit up there and watch every second of every day. I was gonna watch the whole entire camera. Sorry y'all, my camera cut off. I had to delete some things, but basically the security, he ran it back and they called me and it was like, Miss Greenwood, you know, I had a class at that time, but they allowed another teacher to cover my class. They called me in there, they rolled the cameras back, y'all, and guess what we see? Oh my God! Wow. Rebecca on camera. So we had cameras in the hallway. But once she left out of my room and closed the door, she walked maybe 20 to 30 feet up the hall and she took her wallet out and opened it up to see if there was like money in there. I had maybe $200 in there at the time. And she got the cash out and she put the wallet in her other pocket. I don't know if she planned on returning me the wallet or whatever, but after that, y'all, I was pissed. I was livid. But that's my fault. Why would I let a student, a troubled student, straight fresh out of alternative school, go in there with my personal belongings. Like, you gotta be quick. I had to be quicker than that. So they called her in with me in there, and they say, do you have something that you would like to tell us? And then she was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, where my damn wallet at? Straight like that. Where my damn wallet? Where my damn wallet? Where's my damn wallet? And the principal like, hey, Ms. Greenwood, calm down, we got it. And she starts crying. What the f you crying for? You had a grand old time with my $200. What you buy? Some Skims? The Main Attraction? What you do? What you buy, mama? Baby? So they called her parents up. Her mama had attitude for what? I was about ready to fight her and quit that same day. Why you got attitude that your child is a thief?
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They called her mom up. Her mama ain't got no sense. I ain't got no sense. Ain't nobody in there got no sense but the principal and the security guard. And then the counselor came in. And the girl's just crying. She was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. So you didn't mean to walk into my room, get my wallet. And it was just an accident. You just took the $200 out on accident. You didn't mean to, though. You didn't mean to. I heard you. Heard you. I said an accident. An accident. I wanted to press charges on this student so bad. Like, don't play with me. Because one thing about it, I'm going to take this shit to trial. When her mom came, she was basically blaming me like, okay, why would she have her purse out in front of everybody and not locked up anyway? And I'm just looking at her like, are you okay? Do you need therapy? This is, see, I'm not being funny, but seriously, are you okay? She has to be delusional. I'm confused. So I'm like, me and her, we get into a debacle. I'm not even gonna go into that because it's literally not important. It's not worth my energy retelling it. But basically after that, I took off for 2 whole days. I was pissed because the principal just sitting there all cool and he let his lady talk to me crazy, but he don't know I'm really about that life, so I really beat her up and go home. For real. I asked her for my wallet and she said it was at home. Security, her mom, and the student ended up going home. The security guard trailed them to the house and retrieved my wallet because, baby, I'm not gonna trust you to just go by yourself and get my stuff. Your mama must be a crook if she thinks it's okay for you to steal. I had my birth certificate in there, my license, all my personal information. So I wanted to go, but I was like, let me not. 30-45 minutes he brought me my wallet back. There was of course no money, and once they asked her about the money, even though they seen her take it out, she didn't have it, and she said that she put the money back in there. She don't know where it went. And her mom ended up like repaying me back a couple weeks later. She was like, oh, I'll pay it back when I get paid or whatever. So she ended up paying my $200 back, and I changed all of my cards out because, baby, I do not need no Fashion Nova, Shein transaction for $300 in a couple weeks, because then I'll be pissed all over again. Y'all, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess, but it was so, like, looking back now, I'll laugh at it sometimes because it's literally, it's crazy. Students got some balls. Do you hear me? And from that day forward, my purse got a lock on it. This door gonna be locked. My microwave gonna be locked. Can't nobody go past my, matter of fact, don't nobody even look at my desk. None of my students could come up to my desk. You got a question, you need some, that's a question, you need some help, I'm gonna come to you. And they ended up documenting it, but she didn't get sent to alternative school. She got suspended for, I think, what, 3 or 4 days, baby. It was nothing major. I ain't even, whatever. She got out of school suspension for 3 to 4 days, and then when she came back, I think she had like 2 or 3 days in school suspension, like ISS. Yeah, y'all, I was livid. I was literally in tears, and not from like sadness or anything. I was just pissed. You ever get so mad that you like cry? Yeah, y'all, that's the story time. So all my teachers out there, especially since school is getting ready to start, make sure that you keep your stuff locked up, because baby, these kids, they just not like how it was when I was in school. I would never. Why would you do that? And then I'm a teacher, so what kind of money you think I got? I'm a teacher at this point. I was a teacher at this point. What money? How, you think I'm rich? You could have went and stole the principal wallet and had more luck at that point in time. you gonna still a teacher. That's what I be saying. Teachers are so undervalued, unappreciated, and just like, it's too much. Reason number 3,765 that I quit teaching. It was just too much. But yeah, y'all, thankfully my identity, knock on wood, has not been stolen or anything. I'm good. Changed my car, so I'm good. I got my money back, so I'm good. It was just like a learning experience. And I feel like sometimes you have to go through things, because it could have been much worse. That girl could have ran up a check. Learn from it, you grow, and yeah, that's that. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. If you would like to see other teacher story or hear about other teacher story times, because I have a lot, let me know. Also, if you're a teacher, comment down below what your craziest story time is. Honest Teacher Vibes does this thing where she read like teacher stories, like crazy teacher stories, and reacts to them basically. And I'm thinking about incorporating that, because the stuff that teachers go through is literally unreal, and they wonder why our teachers quit and they ain't got no teachers no more. Comment down below if you have a story that you would like to share in the comments. Comment down below if you would like to hear about more story times, or if you enjoy the vlogs, or if you have any other video ideas. Again, thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Y'all don't forget to check out the description box, and don't forget to shop The Main Attraction. As I always say, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with me, and for that I thank you. Always remember to take it easy and love yours, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Oh wait, peace.